Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Bannerlord video. We're going to look at a couple of custom battles in this video, but before we get to that, I need to correct some misinformation from my previous video. That red marker in our status bar of our party, I mistakenly identified that as injury. That actually means disorganized state. That happens after every battle, apparently, and one of my viewers pointed that out, so I wanted to correct that misinformation. But now we're going to look in the options, and we're going to start on performance mode here, which means 60 frames per second with a dynamic resolution, lower quality settings, and less units on the screen. I'm also going to show you Fidelity mode in the second battle. First, we are going to set up our battle conditions here. By default, it is Empire versus Empire, but I'm playing as the Battanians in my campaign. So we're going to have the Battanians versus the Sturgians here. And the default army size for both teams is 100 in performance mode. Remember that number. We'll come back to that later. But first, we can select our hero. Each of these heroes has some different weaponry. Some are on horseback, some are on foot. I'm going to choose a hero on horseback for both us and the Sturgians. We have 3 different game types. There's battle, village, and siege. Siege gives you some extra options to mess around with, but we're going to look at battles here in this video. By default, we would be the commander, so we'd be in charge of all of the troops on our team. And I'm going to play as a sergeant, so I will only be in charge of one group of cavalry. By default, we would be the defender, but we are going to be the attacker in this game. And now you can see there's a good long list of maps with different types of terrain. I'm going to choose a plain map, and we're going to fight during the spring. And it's a spring afternoon. So let's take a look at army composition. By default, both teams have one type of infantry, one type of cavalry, and one type of archer. And I think it's one of the middle tier troop types for both teams. But I want to have an advantage for the Battanians, just because. So I'm going to give them access to all of their troops. So they will have some of their weakest troops on the field, but they will also have their strongest troops, whereas the Sturgians will only have that middle of the road, one type of middle of the road troop on their side. So we will have an advantage here. And I will show you the entire battle in performance mode, and then we will have this exact same battle with the same conditions in fidelity mode. Our commander is telling us the basic plan. The enemy is across the valley there somewhere, and it's hard to see in front of our troops, but there's a dotted line here on the ground. It's a little bit hard to see, but it extends all the way around this area. Over here you can tell the line is a little bit more obvious in some spots. But it's a pretty large area around our side of the map, and if I was a commander, I could do some things on this screen. You can see we have some empty formations over there on the right, so I think I could add formations, and I think I could move some of these formations around within that area. I put myself in charge of the third group, which is one of the cavalry groups. And you can see the enemies over there starting to organize themselves. So yeah, I'm in charge of one group of cavalry, and then AI is in charge of everything else. AI always interests me, so a game like this with a lot of AI on screen is automatically intriguing. And I have seen the AI defend on the left side of the valley, the right side of the valley, and sometimes they will set up a defense in the middle. So the AI does vary their tactics from time to time, but I think both of these battles have the AI on the left. So that might be the most common thing they do on this map. I don't know. But our commander wants us to protect the right flank. So that's what we're doing. But now we are in range. We are now being hit by some ranged attacks. And now our commander says to charge. So they didn't tell us where to charge. So I'm going to charge at the infantry here. And I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to do it badly. And I didn't do very much damage there. So yeah, this is not going to be a showcase of my amazing combat skills. I did a little damage there. I'm not sure I get... Yeah, actually I think I do get one kill in this battle here, but I don't think I get any kills in the next battle in Fidelity mode. But never mind that. These battles are just cool to watch. So just pay attention to that. Don't really pay attention to my lackluster combat skills. You can see our archers have set up in a line and they are punishing any enemies that are within range. I'm having my cavalry regroup and follow me again so I can kind of get them together, and then we can charge again as a group. And maybe they can do some damage because I'm certainly not doing much damage. But yeah, you can hold L1 and go into a slow motion sort of a mode, and you can figure out where most of the enemies are, and then have your people charge accordingly. There, right there. I got a kill right there. And I think that might be the only kill I will get in this video. So, hooray for me. But we have won this battle. Our archers are now starting to move up a little bit as everybody else is in hot pursuit. The enemies are fleeing. And I'll go ahead and ride up here and show you where the edge of the map is. But we have officially won this battle. Everybody is in celebration mode, but here's the edge of the map, and you have a certain amount of time to get back onto the map. Otherwise, I imagine you forfeit. There we go. I officially got one kill, but you can see how all of your various types of troops did in the battle. And now we're going to back all the way out. We're going to go into the options and we're going to switch to Fidelity mode. So this will be 30 frames per second, but it will be a native 4K. And you will have more effects and you will have more people on the screen in the battle. So I'm setting up the exact same conditions, and now the army size for both teams is 200. So a pretty big difference. I was surprised at that. Twice as many people on screen in Fidelity mode. So that's going to make it hard for me to decide how to play. Normally I would automatically go for the 60 frames per second frame rate. But having twice as many people on screen is kind of enticing. So once again, I'm in charge of the third group of cavalry. We have another AI hero on the team, and they are apparently either with the infantry or the archers. But they are in command of everybody else. I am only in command of one group of cavalry once again because obviously my gameplay skills are not at a level just yet where I can afford to be commanding all of the troops. But this is cool though. I do like to see all this AI on screen, so this is tempting, even though that 60 frames per second is clearly smoother. I remember when PS4 was about to release and they were talking about the hardware and what it was capable of, and I was thinking I would rather have more people on screen and better AI and better animations than to prioritize the sharper resolution. I understand prioritizing a smooth frame rate, that I completely understand, but I feel like in terms of the gameplay experience that a higher resolution, pushing 4K resolution is kind of a secondary consideration, or it should be, even though I guess now we're starting to get into 8K displays. No telling how high that'll go in the future. But yeah, I'm just sounding more and more like the old gamer guy, which I guess is appropriate. But never mind that. The enemy cavalry is charging in. And we are charging also. Like I said, I'm not going to get a kill in this battle, so I'll do a little damage there. And you'll see me doing a little damage here and there, but it's all going to be the rest of my army getting these kills. See right there, I hit the guy in the face, but he did not die. And eventually my people take him out. So that's kind of the summary of this battle for me. We're going to charge in here again. The AI is kind of doing the same thing they were doing before, and I'm kind of doing the same thing I did before because I have just now told my cavalry group to follow me and reform on my position here, and then we're going to charge in again. We've got a bunch of archers left. There's some enemy cavalry over there. So I'm telling my people to charge over that way, but I think by the time we get there, most of those enemies are going to be gone because our archers are back here putting in some work. They are staying disciplined and they are staying in formation, and they are destroying any enemies that run within range. And now we've got a few enemy archers back here. I'm doing some damage, but getting no kills, sadly. And now I think the enemy is starting to run. So we just need to wipe out the last few enemy troops. And you'll see when they get up here next to that edge of the map, they will just vanish as they go over that barrier. But we're going to win this battle, and hopefully this video was fun to watch. That first video I made showing the beginning of the campaign didn't show any of these big battles, and these big battles are one of the main selling points of the game, so I thought I should show one, give you an idea of what that's all about. But that will do it for this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, but for now, as always, thanks for watching.